glad we dodged a bullet.
Right.
But if that bullet lands, the whole business is gone. OSHA would not approve. We're gonna kill somebody.
I don't even have a second to think about safety.
I flipped the skid steer.
So I'm worried about getting jobs done.
All right. 3 trucks down. It's a good day.
I'm not organized financially at all.
We have less cash in the bank than we have credit card debt.
I get really risky with credit cards.
No one's gonna have a job if we don't run this correctly.
Yeah, you're right.
If you audited, guaranteed there'll be problems.
I really hope that's not on YouTube. That'd be crazy. Yeah!
Today we're in Texas and we're visiting Paxton from HP Landscaping.
Our annual revenue will be about 1.3 for this coming year.
He has over $100,000 in credit card debt and his bank account keeps hitting zero.
Make a bunch of money at one point and then we lose a bunch of money.
Paxton is afraid of giving up control to his team, but the stress is overwhelming.
Sometimes I let ego get in the way of me doing things the right way.
This is the Business Turnaround Show. My name is Mike Andes. I'm the founder of Augusta Lawn Care. We have over 175 locations around the world, and I travel the country fixing struggling businesses. Our goal is to give Paxton a strategy to turn around the business in the next 6 weeks.
6 weeks is kind of crazy, right?
No.
You don't think that's good?
Bro, these turnarounds,
Hold on, no,
most of these
no,
people
no,
get this done. You can absolutely get this done in 6 weeks.
What's up, Mike?
Brother? Good to see you, man.
Good to see you.
This is a great little spot you got here.
Yeah.
Is this your house?
No, it's not.
Okay.
So, Paxton Berkey with Higher Purpose Landscaping.
Hi, puppy. You wanna go get Mike a present?
You know, I know the fundamentals of business. I know systems and operations. I know management. I know bookkeeping. I know admin. I know marketing, and I do all of it.
You guys have Radler back here?
I was telling them, my best friend built this shop with his bare hands, lives in this. His dad owns it. I'm about to buy half of it with him. This is a volunteer fire department.
Okay.
It's about to go on the market, and we're trying to acquire it. So the big goal would be to have both properties, which would be like about 2 acres.
Right.
Have 3 bays for all of our equipment and trucks, and then have a barn dominium on this side for like office and housing. In the morning, everybody parks up on this side, and then typically what we've tried to do is at the end of every workday, we come through and park all the trucks, take all the tools out we don't need for the next day so that we're ready to roll it in the morning. Yep. The only reason we don't have everything ready today and why we're not already on a site is because we took the day to go to Houston yesterday because it was a rainy day. And I took the guys to the movies and we got two of the trucks wrapped. Cool. So he just left, but there was a bigger dually.
Big silver one, yeah.
Yes, sir. We recently got redone. Got some stickers on the skid steer that we recently bought and this small Chevy. Nice. Which is my estimator's old truck I'm buying from him. So we have 1 maintenance crew that mows only 2 days a week because we really don't have that many properties. And the other 2 are installs. And then when the guys aren't mowing, they're joining us. So it's typically 2 separate crews, unless we're on one of those projects we're on for a month. Then we're there with everybody, all hands on deck, getting stuff done.
And what's sort of like your perfect size of project? Is it like 50 grand plus? What's sort of the
Our sweet spot is like 20 to 30. Okay. After our 3rd year of business, we transitioned into project-based work, doing landscaping projects. Today, we're gonna go an hour and a half for a $30,000 install to do a putting green and mortar and walls and whatnot, doing pools, turf, and really anything for your outdoors we take care of. That's our service.
But last year was the big jump, right, in terms of size?
Yeah, well, to put that in perspective, in December, it was only me and 2 other guys. It was me and Jared in the blue shirt over there, and then Luke, who's in the skid steer.
In December 2023 or?
2024.
Really?
So
okay.
Yeah, and then this, at our peak, we had 15 employees in March. We've probably fired 25 this season. You know, it's been just crazy turnover.
So a lot of that churn in the first few months of this year then?
Oh my gosh, yeah, with the spring rush, it was like, everybody come on. And then we were like, whoa, you can't drive a truck.
Yeah.
Or like, you don't even know how to turn a mower on, you know? And they're like, I've been mowing for 20 years. And you're like, no. So we've had a lot of that.
That's fine if you're doing simple services, but if you're doing complex services of excavation and pools and massive installs, you can't be having a bunch of new employees. Like, unsafe, it's very difficult to manage, it's an absolute train wreck.
And we've slowly, hired more and cut out people that are really excellent, and then the ones that just aren't, those superheroes, we'll just kind of say bye to. We love you, but you're not what we need for our business. A thing I really have trouble with is like keeping the morale high at all times. Like obviously that's impossible, but like I have some people that are more optimists and some people that are like, we're not gonna get done today. And I'm like, we're always gonna finish today. So all these guys are like extremely experienced in landscaping. They're, well versed in any kind of trade as far as landscaping goes, concrete, planting, irrigation, whatever it may be.
Usually when cameras show up to job site, everyone's like, all right, be in your best order, put on your safety glasses, make sure you wear your steel-toed boots. And if this morning was any indication, like we had machetes being swung with people within a foot of each other. We had no safety gear in terms of ear protection, eye protection, chaps weren't being used. We had a skid steer within an inch of a foundation with no sort of protection for that. We had a trailer that was overloaded dramatically, and you can tell, I don't believe they have CDLs. And so the fact that they have 2 axles with dualies and it's overloaded, we have a problem. So there was a lot of safety things.
Luke is in the skid steer. They both run the crews. Josh is the other crew leader, and he's out to the dump right now.
Got it, okay.
That's kind of how the pyramid goes, is like Christian and I, we schedule everything, we plan everything, and then communicate to the guys that communicate to our production team. And so that's kind of how it's run.
And you started it like 4 years ago, right? 3 years?
In 2020, the spring of 2020, during COVID.
Got it.
Yeah, it was whenever school got out, and I was a freshman in high school. I had mowed a couple yards for my neighbors because I was telling your wife, like, I was like, Dad, like, you gonna buy me a brand new truck when I turn 16? He's like, what the? No, dude. Like, he's like, you're gonna work for everything you have. We're not paying for anything. And I was like, you're so mean. And that was like the best thing that could have happened to me. Because it forced me to go out there and start mowing, start door knocking, and like, he made me fearless because he's like, dude, just knock a door. Like, what's the worst thing that happens? You get rejected? Yeah. So I just go down with a little flyer, like, can I mow your yard? And they're like, for how much? I'm like, $20. And they're like, sure. What's up? Are you loading up concrete? To move it?
Chevy does not pull at all. Anyway, it's dead. Yeah.
All right. 3 trucks down. It's a good day.
Just move the it runs when it wants. Like, not runs, it runs. It goes into reverse. It's a hit or miss.
Yeah. No, reverse does not work on this.
I can make it work. There's no problem.
It's exciting.
All I know is this guy made a bunch. He made 1.3, 1.6?
Yeah, it was 1.3, I think.
Yeah. But I have a feeling he doesn't have a P&L. And that's why he didn't send it to us.
Last year in 2024 was 350, and then this year we've already surpassed that, and we're going to shoot for like 1.4, 1.5, because we're doing about 120, 130 a month right now.
So we're flying blind. Once again.
And that's kind of the vision, is to like impact our team, like locally with the guys that are on our crew, to like encourage them to be godly men that love their wives really well and lead their families well. How can we impact our local community with how we serve them? How can we impact the world with the ministries that we're partnering with? And so last month we set 100 Pakistani slaves free. Crazy, because we got to partner with the ministry down there that like buys people out of slavery and then sets them free and shares the gospel with them. Even though like, yes, our cash flow is crazy, like I do implement like giving and being generous out of what God has given us. And so I love sharing that.
And from the funding perspective, like how much of it right now is their debt, is there loans on some of the equipment and the trucks? Like what's sort of that setup?
I like to buy all my trucks in cash. I don't really care to pay higher than 6% on anything. And the only thing that there's debt on is that skid steer and the mowers. I would spend like $4,000 to $5,000 a month.
Renting.
And we bought this, the payments are $1,900, so I'm saving money, right? So the mowers, I think it's like 20 grand of debt. And then the skid steer is 85,000 for 3 years. And I'll end up paying probably 90 because we're gonna pay it off early. I get really risky with credit cards. For instance, that new truck, I put all on a credit card because I'm like, interest-free.
Interest-free for like a year?
Interest-free for like 30 days, basically.
Oh, okay.
Because I swept it on an Amex. And I was like, I have 30 days to pay off this $30,000 truck. That's easy. And made it happen. I've never had like a late payment. I don't even pay minimums. I always pay my credit cards in full. But like, my guys, when I told them I did that, they were like, that wasn't smart. I'm like, "Get all the points." And they're like, yeah, you probably shouldn't do that. So I'm trying to regulate actually using cash and credit cards. But I see so much benefit in using credit cards because of all the points and travel points and perks. And so,
No, that's good.
Yeah, credit cards can get kind of scary. I'm sure you've seen a lot of that in your visits around the country.
We're paying $14,000 in loans a month.
It's not just the money he stole, it's the high interest debt that I took.
We took out a line of credit from under a house.
Hey, as long as you can pay them off within 30 days.
Yeah, but sometimes it's like, are we gonna be able to do this? Can we pay it off? So,
I love it. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to wrap them up with them, then we can head over to your office if you want.
okay, cool.
Dude, it's not all it's meant to be and made out to be. I think he's bought hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of equipment in the past few months. So either A, there's debt that we're not hearing about, or B, someone's giving him money.
Mike was like, it's kind of muddy over here. I was like, well, kind of. Well, we cleaned up fast because they're all like.
You know what? The only thing that'll crack them, I think, is like if I say like, how much money is in the bank? Like right now, like how much is in the actual checking account? It's gonna be so low, or he might not even know. And then most of your time spent here at the office, or going out and doing estimates? Or where's
Most
your
of the time
split?
I'm here the entire day. Christian will go in the mornings, except for Monday morning. We have an all team meeting, and that's where I show face and we direct kind of the gameplay for the week.
Yeah.
Once like the everyday hits, Christian shows up at like 6:30, same time we all did, and that's when we get started on loading up the trucks if anything else needs to get touched. And then from there, Christian will come straight over here or to estimates or meetings that he needs to do. I would like to transition my company into like one day for like full maintenance. So like we do HVAC, plumbing, we do all of it just for one, for each residential client.
Yeah.
So I just wrote that down just to do it. What we do here is active jobs, and then what we do here is leads. It's all in Jobber as well, but it helps me to have a visual of it.
So basically, the through crew leads out doing operations, you're doing admin, Christian's doing sales.
Yeah,
Got it.
pretty much.
Okay. And so for like right now, in terms of, because I don't have a P&L or like balance sheet or anything
Right.
like that. Do you have those created?
I have.
Or is it just a matter of getting it organized right now?
Doesn't really know his numbers because I asked him like 4 times for his documents.
Oh yeah, we'd love to do the turnaround. And you're like, I actually can't.
He was like, yeah, I'll get that to you, and I never got them. So
And then Brianna apparently got all of you.
Oh!
I don't know if that's because he doesn't have documents or
No, I'm glad you brought it up.
if it's because he just doesn't want to show numbers.
What happened is I knew y'all were coming, so I started watching way more turnarounds than I normally do. I was like, what is he calling people out on so I can fix it before he comes, right? And then I was like, oh my gosh, so much is not organized. Like he's gonna destroy me. And what happened, right? And so I was like, I can't do it. I can't get called out. I can't have my pride just slashed like that. Like I need to maintain stability and like whatever, being arrogant.
We will find out.
I had everything running through my personal checking account,
Okay.
which is not
Up until now?
organized.
Got it, yeah.
And just this last month, we established a bank account that was commercial, and it had 5 accounts for the various things that we need: profit, owner's compensation, different expenses, and payroll. I'm not organized financially at all because so much is going out and so much is coming in.
Yeah.
I can start the week off with $80,000 in a different accounts, and then at the end of the week it's all gone. I'm like, we're broke. Wait, we had all that money,
Yeah.
So that's something I really want to get under control. This year, it's like we don't have any security fund. If something goes wrong, I'll swipe a credit card, but I don't have like a fund to lean back on. That's kind of scary. Like this last week, we've lost one big truck, one dually that hauls one of our gooseneck trailers. We lost. The transmission is shot on the one I'm driving now. I couldn't go over 40 to get here. I was like, because it won't shift. And that's a surprise. So instead of, oh, we bought the skid steer, we bought all this nice stuff, like we maybe should have had a security fund for when things have gone wrong.
How many trucks total do you have now?
7,
Okay, and then last year, how many did you have? Like 3?
2,
So really, it's been 5 of them in the past 6 months you've purchased?
yeah.
And has most of it just in swipe credit card, and then our goal is to try to pay that off as soon as possible?
Not all of them. Most of the time I pay cash. I only did that on the newest one.
It's like right now, like how much is in the actual checking account?
40,000.
And that just fluctuates like.
It's gonna go out on June 1st, I owe 10 grand for the skid steer because I'm trying to pay that off ASAP so I don't owe interest on it. So I'm doing 8 payments of it instead of 3 years. So I have a 3-year term, but I'm gonna pay it off in 8 months by doing 8 grand a payment, 10 grand a payment. And then, the credit cards I owe probably 50 grand on each of them right now.
When we look at the 4L framework and liquidity, I want at least a month worth of cash in the bank.
There's so much money going out, and I'm like, how in the world are we supposed to survive and scale and thrive?
Right.
So
when that is zero and our monthly revenue is over $100,000, I see that as a problem. He doesn't seem to think that's a problem. Yeah, and like right now, so there's 3 cards, like about 150, you think, in terms of floating credit card debt between the 3?
no, I have 0 on the Chase card,
There's like a flashing red light, like train wreck about to happen.
and then I have 50 grand on both of them right now. 100,000. Yeah.
Well, railroad crossing things are coming down, and someone's like, oh, this is a fantastic drive. And have we been able to pay that off every month, though?
Yeah. I've never had a late payment. I've never do minimums, and I'll pay it off in full. Lord willing, we get paid on time.
This is like a huge issue if he doesn't deal with it quickly.
That's where it gets sketchy. But thankfully, we've never had somebody pay me later than a week.
Mm-hmm. If I can't get through to them and they keep putting all these fronts of like, I'm fine, then I'm like, okay, well, why am I here? Like, essentially what I want to be like, so why am I here? That's what I want to say. Where can I help in terms of as it stands now?
Yeah. I would want to ask, like, how in the world do I delegate in a way to where I don't have to be the one organizing the financials, but at the same time, I have an understanding of what's going on. I don't want to be like, here's a like a outsourcing to another bookkeeping company or accountant, and then they just handle everything, and then I just trust them blindly. Like, I would like to understand numbers and plan and set goals and work through those so that we can continue scaling in a great way.
Yeah.
But if I have a bookkeeper that's out, not even in our company, it's like, hello, what's going on, And then can I trust them with what they're doing? And
bookkeeping does not take long.
no.
Like, to this day, I still do bookkeeping for two of the largest 3 of my companies.
Yeah.
Because it takes me about 5 minutes, maybe 5 minutes twice a week.
Are you using AI or are you just like
QuickBooks.
Okay.
Because as long as every single time you're making a purchase, you're like, okay, is this a business expense? Yes. Okay, this is the credit card I will use.
Right.
Okay, it's a personal expense. This is the credit card I will use. Then they come through QuickBooks, and if it's assuming it's a vendor that I use most of the time, like gas, fuel, Home Depot. Like if it's Home Depot, I know it's tools and supplies.
100%.
So it's a rule.
Yeah.
If it's from Home Depot, tools and supplies. I'll auto check it if I want to, but like, you can create a rule and it just automatically does it.
Right.
But even across hundreds and hundreds of transactions a day, I'm able to do it in about 5 minutes twice a week. And that is though because I'm going to be like, I will never merge or mingle funds. And it's mostly a liability thing. Like, I'm really glad you're away from the personal account. Yeah. Because as soon as you do that, if you get in an accident and they come after the business, as soon as they see you're commingling funds with your personal expense, your LLC will not protect you.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, it's Mike here. I just want to say a big thank you for all of your support for the show. On the last video, I noticed that some people were saying that we were taking advantage of the business owner and charging them tens of thousands of dollars to do consulting, and even though they were struggling. That's not true. These turnaround shows are completely free to the business owners that allow us to come out and do the turnaround show, and it's because of the community that supports Home Service Web Design, Copilot CRM, and are part of Augusta Lawn Care. So I want to say thank you to those people and are part of the community. That's really the support that we need to be able to go out and fly out, do these turnaround shows, take the whole team, take weeks of editing and post-production. And so thank you so much for making this possible. You're ultimately the ones that are supporting these business owners and getting them back on track. They'll just be like, oh, commingling a fund that's piercing the corporate veil, we're gonna go take his personal assets. And then you have nothing.
Yeah.
Like, they'll just
No
come after
separation at all.
right? So having the business account is really important. I would personally recommend talking to an attorney about the commingle of funds in the past, and whether or not that could get you in trouble. They might be like, hey, to keep things clean, now you've grown really big, and let's get a new LLC. They might tell you that because you need to keep yourself separated from the LLC.
My accountant told me that.
Here, do you have the document? Yeah. We kind of put together the document so you actually have like a bit more of a structure on it. The 4L framework shows the 4 reasons why a business will stop growing. It's either because of a lack of liquidity, a lack of leads, a lack of labors, or a lack of leadership. So liquidity right now, I see it as we are hitting zero at some point throughout each month. When we have to pay off the credit cards, we essentially hit zero. And if you're paying off something $10,000 a month and you're trying to beat something, because like, I'm assuming interest starts in 12 months,
Yeah.
maybe I don't do that, so I have a little bit more cash to be able to get things under control,
Bookkeeper, do admin.
right? Like
Okay.
maybe you end up paying $1,000 a month in interest for 6 months,
Okay.
but by having that $10,000 back in your pocket,
Yeah.
we're able to get control of the business.
You're just making me realize how stubborn I am. I'm like, oh, I'm not paying interest. You know, like, but that's so dumb. Like, maybe that's something that could be healthy, you know, to lose on the interest side, but actually win as far as organization goes.
Paxton is 20 years old and has built a business doing over $100,000 in monthly revenue. So that's like certainly something to be proud of. And I think that anyone that says something negative about him probably did not build a business to 7 figures when they were 20.
You know, it's all happy-go-lucky every day. I show up to the shop and I'm all excited and I'm like, you know, out with the guys, and then home and I'm like, oh, it's fine. You know, I just am an optimist, but it's actually really bad. You have to make sure when you structure your crews to like balance the people that like will encourage and the people that are negative, and then like they can mix really well. Because the practical people are also necessary for sure.
Well, and the thing that I'm actually most concerned about is credit cards. The reason is because right now, as it stands, you owe more on a credit card than what's in your bank account.
100%.
So your short-term liabilities are greater than your cash.
Yeah.
And that's a big problem. Like short-term liabilities are greater than cash on hand.
Yeah.
Because that means like if today someone's like, you need to pay all your accounts, and I don't have it, you would have to go liquidate stuff.
100%.
From a leads perspective, this is where the optimist in me is going to come out. I think there's a lot of opportunity to get more leads and reduce your close ratio, closing the same number of jobs, but at a much higher price. I actually don't think they have a leads problem, but I needed to attack leads to give him the confidence that he has enough jobs to keep his crew busy. And then by him doing that, he'd raise his prices. And so then it becomes a game of
How to get more leads.
how to get more leads.
Right.
So like on your website, for example,
Yeah.
on the services page,
Uh-huh.
see that loading in the middle?
That deal?
It's slow loading.
Yep.
The page load speed is a huge determining factor now, especially with AI and
okay.
these of like whether or not you're gonna rank.
Wow.
The other part of it is if you go to the services, one thing you could ask them to do, as you scroll down, you have all these different services. You want each of these to be a different page. So you want it to be hplandscapingllc.com/fertilizing/concrete/herbicide, because that keyword will rank.
If somebody's like, herbicide in my area, concrete in my area.
I need a landscaper, I need like services, that page title doesn't
Yeah.
rank, but concrete will if they're searching for concrete. And then you'd make a separate blurb, picture, video based upon that service on that specific page.
Okay.
Now go back to your homepage real quick. The reason no one clicks the request quote button is because no one even sees it.
No.
Click on request form real quick. So this jobber form, I would say the same thing about Copilot's form, too long, don't use it. The reason it's nice for you is because it's gonna bring in that data
Yeah. Makes it so
Jobber.
easy.
Right.
Right.
But what you're saving is 30 seconds of copying and pasting. And so what I would prefer is to double my number of leads by having it right here.
Oh, just like a big old.
Yep. Because like, the goal of us having a website is to get more leads. So we should make it as easy as possible for someone that shows up to this website to get more leads. Do you have a back-end analytics of your website?
I could go into the Webflow and log in. I don't.
If you do, I can almost guarantee you 70% or more of the traffic is this homepage. So I want to make it like right when they get here above the fold, so they don't have to scroll down, on the homepage, right at the top. And it could be a small form that you build in even Webflow that has 3 or 4 lines of like address, name, phone number, and what services do you need. I think it's just a healthy thing, like click around your website, make sure the links are working. Broken links are not looked on nicely from search engines, and also having like an SSL is just a security measure to make sure that, hey, I am a site that is not going to steal your data and it encrypts any sort of card information or data that you do give it. So like that is a level of protection that is helpful for the search engines, and also to give confidence to your customer when they're inputting literally their home address into your website.
The amount of people, like the traffic we have versus the leads is horrible. So like.
So this is low hanging fruit, because if I can go from 1% to 2% conversion,
Boom.
we just doubled our leads. We didn't spend any more on marketing.
Yeah.
We didn't change anything besides the estimate form being there,
That's
the
crazy.
page loading faster, we have service pages. This being fixed alone could increase our leads by 30, 40, 50%.
For sure.
But when we increase the leads, we're not gonna buy more trucks. We're not gonna buy more equipment. We're gonna raise our prices, right? And so I would really-
Tempting.
Yeah. So leads, like I would say we have a page load issue, we have an estimate request form issue, and then we have a service
that's
page.
just what you've inquired just from this website. That's crazy.
And so I'm always amazed how people like drive traffic, get clicks, because that's all you're getting from Google or Facebook or whatever. You're just getting clicks to a page.
Yeah.
If they get here and they don't do anything, it's worthless. From a labor perspective, we had a lot of churn. We kind of have our core group now, and that's like what, 12 or 14 guys?
9 on production.
9 in production.
Including crew leaders.
One thing that is challenging with
Sorry,
a
10.
10.
I lied.
So like one thing that's challenging when you have such custom and like very skilled labor requirements is we can't have churn. Like for us, if someone stays with us for 2 or 3 months, we're okay with it. Because like I can train them in a day or two and they're decently profitable.
Right.
For you, like having people on skid steers and doing walls and retaining walls and pergolas and concrete and everything else, if we can't keep them 4+ months, we're gonna lose money. And so I know a lot of them are all new because as of December you had 2 employees. So like it's been a lot of growth.
Everybody's new.
And then like I would assume that a lot of them are within the past 2 months. We have to reduce churn. And then also like I think a big part of this is once we have a team like we have is safety. And it's not a function of like, yes, you care about them, but also like the business, this is a huge liability for the business. If I went and showed up there as a job and I literally felt like my life was at risk, like you behind a camera felt like you were at risk at some points.
There's several times I was like, oh God, I'm in a war, so.
You lose good people by not having safety protocol, not having standards, not having systems.
I'm literally in documentary mode right now. I'm filming like wild animals.
They don't like being jerked around from job to job based upon we need more money this week, so let's all go hardcore.
I'm not allowed to interfere because I could be like, bro, you're not supposed to do that.
And this edition of Planet, PPE and like safety training and around piece of equipment. I know what it's like to be growing really quickly.
Right.
All of it be new.
Yeah.
And not really even know what the safety protocols are.
Yeah, definitely not.
Being young and dumb is sometimes good. Get the business off the ground, but then you gotta put your roots down and kind of make sure everyone's safe. Like GVWR, what are we doing here, right?
I don't know what that
like
is.
Gross vehicle weight.
Oh yes, thank you. I thought you were talking about like an OSHA code or something.
Oh yeah,
I was
no,
like, oh
no,
boy,
no.
I don't even know like any of that stuff.
There's like when you start having skid steers and chainsaws and trimmers and that many people on one job site and big equipment, you gotta follow safety protocol. Eventually someone gets hurt and eventually like someone can die. It's evidenced by, you know, little things that happen, but point to down the road this could be a huge problem. The ticket around the weight of the trucks, right? Yeah, I was looking through his Instagram and like 2 or 3 weeks ago on his business page, he was at the courthouse getting a ticket for being overloaded and not having a CDL. I don't know, because I was looking at that truck that they were using this morning. It was massively overloaded.
I think it's gonna be like 40,000 pounds again.
Like overloading the truck, like there's a reason why you just got a massive fine for that. Because like if that blows out in the middle of a road with 10, 20 tons of rock in it, you're gonna hurt a lot of people. The ticket around the weight of the trucks, right? The skid steer flipping over. Dude, on Instagram they have like bloopers of them like messing everything up. Like flipping a skid steer.
I had a skid steer on a hill and I literally flipped it, just like on its side. Because I was like, oh, I can make it, and I didn't.
Dude, yeah, and yeah, on camera, there's like making fun of it. I'm like, dude, that's like a really expensive piece of equipment. These are things that like, whew, glad we dodged a bullet.
Right.
But if that bullet lands, the whole business is gone. Yeah. If someone is in that skid steer when that thing flips,
oh my gosh,
like we're in a bad spot.
Yeah.
If that tips into someone's car or their house, like, there's big problems.
Right.
It stings because it's a defensive measure, and you're so offensively driven.
100%.
I would talk to Christian about that.
I brought it up a few times.
Oh my gosh!
Hey, no, how many times?
We're on Team
No,
Christian
you're right.
over here.
You're
We're
right.
on Team Christian.
Oh boy. I'm telling you, he's gonna be like, what did I tell you about all these things? Because he's like, hey, like, maybe we should start wearing, you know, this and this and this. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You know, and he said a few of these things.
Yeah.
Ah, man, I'm gonna get destroyed by him.
You guys remember when one of the team members at the Bellingham shop almost lost a finger in the dump bed of the dump truck? And like, fortunately, it stayed barely on, like by the skin, and they were able to repair it and everything. But that was like a big wake-up call for me. It's like, okay, we need protocol for every little thing. All right, from a leadership perspective, sales, operations, and admin. You stink at admin. Let's accept it. Welcome 100%. To the club.
Yeah.
all right, you need to focus on sales.
Yeah.
And so that means delegating your admin tasks. And so delegation of your admin tasks.
See, maybe another lie I believe is like, as an entrepreneur, I have to learn how to be really good at this. Like I have to force myself to be disciplined, and then I just need to be skilled at admin. I'll figure it out that way. You know what I mean? I have to force myself to learn it, because at some time I will have to file my taxes. I'll have to do the numbers. I'll have to do that
I've
organization.
never filed my taxes. My accountant's always filed my taxes.
I don't know why I think that though. Because you're right. Like if you're not good at something, why in the world would you, turn away from something you're really skilled at naturally?
And if you're doing your taxes by yourself at this size of business, there is guaranteed to be issues. Like you are missing stuff, you're missing loopholes in areas that you could save, and you're missing areas that you should be paying and you're not, and you could get in trouble for. We need we need reports, P&L and reports.
Right, because you don't have them.
Because we're flying blind. I actually feel like in part, you're in here because like it's a little safer.
What do you mean?
Because like the more challenging thing is to hire someone to do this and let them see the chaos, and then you have to deal with that. Like you're afraid of having an admin person. You're afraid of having a bookkeeper. They're gonna like either A, screw you over,
right.
B, mess something up, C, do something behind your back. You delegate and then you measure the performance. So that you would be able to measure their performance based upon are their voicemails.
It could be a control thing though. I think you're right. I don't want to give up as far as admin goes. The fear, there's definitely some fear behind it.
And there's the sense of pride that you wear all the hats and you juggle all the balls, and without you, this business would fail.
Yeah, you're right. I know the fundamentals of business. I know systems and operations. I know management. I know bookkeeping. I know admin. I know marketing, and I do all of it. I feel like I will be a better entrepreneur if I can do that, but that's not necessarily true, because there's probably hundreds of entrepreneurs that are successful that just delegate really well and have those people that cover their weaknesses. And that's just what I have continued to fail to do.
Like it is a pride thing, and I know what it's
100%.
like to be there.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? So it's a matter of like, that right now, if you got hit by a bus, this whole business would be gone.
Yeah, without doubt. Yeah.
As you mature as an entrepreneur, you switch from that mentality to, I gain pride in the fact that business runs without me. Because I built it and I made sure everything was tweaked correctly, and I put the right people on the bus and then gave them the resources to do their job.
Like Christian is so much better at operational things and organization than I am. And yet because I'm prideful and arrogant, want to just maintain control, I'll take care of it, I'll do it. I want my face to be shown, and that's not what's important. It's so humbling. And that's the goal, right? Like you have a business that runs itself. But I can't do that if I don't delegate.
Yeah. Hey, the man, the myth, and the legend.
Mike said something about how I really want to maintain control out of fear of like just my pride of like, oh, I'm a business owner. So I want to have my hands on all these different plates. I haven't given control. Okay.
Continue. Yeah.
He's like, come on.
No, it's valid. I mean, I get it. You don't want to. You want to feel like your way's the right way all the time, but I think there's certain things, where like some of the guys may do better than me or you do something better than I do, and I may do something better than you do, but I think this taking in second opinions a really big thing that helps. Like we talked about time frame on things,
yep.
And we're like, well, no, we've talked about that before, and then it ends up being that way. It may end up being half day, like how you said sometimes, but then it ends up being a full day of work, and it's just because we see it differently.
Because I'll show up to a job site and be like, oh, it's going to take an hour, and then it's like a 4-hour job, Because I'm like, we're going to get it done so fast.
Yep.
Which is a good thing, but also can be, a clashing thing as well.
It's when you start getting above 8 employees, you start dropping things.
Right.
Jobs start going wrong, safety starts slipping through the cracks, estimates don't get responded to, voicemails don't, things start falling through the cracks.
Right.
And delegating and trusting that like someone like Christian can do operations and then an admin person can do their job will allow you to go double your sales.
Yeah.
And I happen to believe that if you doubled sales, 5% less efficiency because they didn't get the right exact plant, or because this operations person forgot to email the correct way, is going to be overlooked. And I just want to see you succeed in the thing that you're really good at, and that is selling. It is your strength and leading the team from like a vision perspective.
Right.
But it is not running admin. It is not being out in the field and doing the work.
I wish it was, but it's not. No.
But it's not even that you wish it was, because for this business to succeed, it needs your skill set. But it needs your skill set to be focused on that the majority of the time. Instead of in here doing something you're not good at.
Right.
It's okay to say that. Look at this guy over there just grinning.
Yeah, he's like,
just smiling it up.
Christian has been like praying for this day. He's like,
It's like when your sibling's getting a spanking, you're like up against the door.
Oh, like, no, I mean, Paxton's awesome. No, like, look, Paxton's awesome. But then, like, there's things where, like,
I'm not awesome at like admin.
Look, there's like when we do concrete.
And there's more.
I mean, and we've talked about it before. It's, you know, I don't want to. I have experience in it. He has no experience in it, and that's fine. But when we do the work, the guys rely on me to be there. So it's, you know, then it takes away if I gotta go meet with a client, like we did a stamped concrete the other day. I had to go meet with the client real quick in between our stamp, but then the client was freaking out, said the concrete's darker than the other concrete, and you know, like, you need to come here now. Thankfully I was already on the way, but there's certain things where I just would, if I could have a specific task to delegate on, then, you know, juggling around, and you know, like I said, it's fine. We're able to manage through it, but we're getting to a point where our plates are getting too full. And so me grabbing from here and grabbing from there, stacking mine up, it's all gonna fall off at some point.
The challenging part too is, like, you can't actually know if you're winning. Like any great team member or owner, you want to, like, am I winning the game? It's hard to know that if, like, I'm doing some sales, he's doing some sales. We kind of share sales. We also share operations. We both kind of lead the crews. And that's why it's like, hey, you are operations. And you can just, like, take sales, operations, and admin and just write everything you do into those 3 buckets. Like operations, making sure the guys do the checklist at the end of the day, that's operations.
Right.
Like if you see someone not do load up correctly, you go to your operations guy. Like, hey, I saw someone didn't do that. And then he goes to that person and is like, crack the whip. I thought he was gonna be a little bit more reserved with being so honest. I thought it'd be a little bit hard to break through and get to giving him actual real honest feedback. So I think having Christian there, validating some of the things I was saying, and then having a little bit of banter there was helpful, just so that way he'd open up and kind of make fun of himself a little bit. 6-week plan, let's look at the top. So from a liquidity perspective, I think what we need to do first and foremost is a price increase. What do you charge per hour on the projects right now?
Minimum $60 a man hour. And then for specialties, it's up to 100. Most of the time, it's like 80 is the sweet spot.
Personally, I would recommend not having 20 services with an associated hourly rate. I would say, here's our 60, here's our 80, and here's our 100. And these are the services that fall into them.
And then like bulk them into it?
Yes.
Okay.
And that way you could be on a job site and immediately know, oh, this is tree trimming, that's our 80.
Right.
Now, what I want you to do is take all those and move them all up. Like, because our price increase is gonna effectively come down to moving the hourly rate up.
Okay.
For concrete, for excavation, if you're charging $100 an hour, you're losing money. If you're charging $100 per hour for an operator, a piece of equipment, the truck to get them there, and all of the safety protocol and maintenance on that equipment, you're losing money.
You're right.
And so I would look at what services we offer, the hourly rate that we currently kind of go, and I would move that 60 from what you're currently doing for 60 to 100, move that to 75 to 120, at least.
Okay.
I would be thrilled if you can get some 130, 140 for things like concrete and things like excavation. Like that trailer alone, to license that thing with a dually double axle, and all, like, hauling that with that dually truck, that's not a $100 an hour task. No. Right? So if right now you're between 60 and 40, I want at least, 60 and 100, we need to move all of those up to about a minimum of 75, minimum. And then as high as we can go, I'd at least go 120.
Okay.
And I would group it into 3 things. So what I would do is I'd have my $75 an hour tasks, I have my $100 an hour tasks, and I have my $125 an hour tasks.
Okay.
Mowing can be 75, that's fine, but like we can't be doing excavation, we can't be doing all this hard stuff for $100 an hour anymore. It needs to go higher. Yeah. And you're going to close less jobs, and you're gonna get feedback like you guys are too expensive. 100%. You're gonna hear that. No more discounts. Just think, when you hear discounts, think free. You're doing the job for free.
Yeah, 100%.
We can't afford free anymore. Top line revenue, like I don't care if we hit 1.2, we just need to make profit. Yeah. We need money in the bank account, and in my opinion, a win at the end of this year is $100,000 in your bank account after payroll. That's what we're shooting for.
But then I have to pay crazy taxes on it, right?
I would be thrilled if you had to pay taxes. Thrilled out of my mind.
Really?
That means you have profit. And if you have a good accountant, they're gonna make sure that all this equipment that you've purchased in the past 6 months will make sure you don't have any taxes to pay.
But if I have $100,000 in the bank, that means that's the profit that I've kept, which is taxed, right?
Unless you have a whole bunch of equipment that you can depreciate and accelerate to 100%. Section 179.
Yeah.
This is why you need a good accountant and not doing your own taxes. Because they will put things on depreciation schedules at the end of the year and December before the end of the year. You'll look at what is your expected tax liability. Do I need to buy anything?
I did not expect you to say that. That you would be thrilled that that's crazy.
Well, what's the difference?
But
If you don't make any money,
right.
I don't have to pay any taxes. Do you know how many taxes a lot of billionaires pay? Hundreds of millions of dollars worth of taxes.
Yeah,
The people who pay the most taxes are the most wealthy.
that's true.
Just try to pay as many taxes as you possibly can by making as much money as you possibly can.
My brain is like, what is going on? Because like I feel like I've been taught like, oh, you know, my granddad is like a real estate entrepreneur. He's like 1031 everything. Don't pay taxes. Don't give it to the government. My granddaddy was a real like a hyper entrepreneur. 40 years old, he started his real estate career, and he built that to 200 properties in 20 years. So he was 60 with 200 properties. And then now you're telling me that, and you're right, logically that makes perfect sense. If you are more profitable, you would be paying more taxes. Therefore, it's a good thing if you're paying taxes.
And what's crazy, if you're profitable, you'll make better decisions in the business that will lead to a compounding effect of the business growing.
Right.
Like all these decisions that we're currently facing is because we have the scarcity mindset that we don't have the money to be able to go get the bookkeeper, do the admin, focus on these things. Yeah. By having profit, you think clearly.
Can you put, we want taxes, please?
Yeah, exactly, right?
Holy smokes.
All right, so liquidity perspective, we're doing a price increase.
Yes.
I think in the next 6 weeks, this could be possible, and that is cash greater than credit card balance. It's just the next 6 weeks. So this is gonna be this is the hardest one of all of these.
Yeah, that just is like so intimidating.
So that means I just need in 6 weeks we have more cash in the bank at any point than the credit card statement.
I know you're gonna give me that page, right?
Oh yeah, you gotta keep this. Be a souvenir. All right, leads. We gotta do a website refresh.
Do you suggest a company for that?
Your current one, it wasn't made by your
Just
friend?
a friend.
Is he still doing his stuff? Is he still building? Mm-hmm. Do you have access to the domain? Oh, you do?
I do.
Do you have access to Webflow?
I do.
You might be able to do it yourself. Like, are you pretty good at there or not really?
No, heck no.
So
I've even tried to like replace pictures, and I'm just like, oh, I don't want to like mess it up because there's like, it's not it may be programmed, but like it has all the different lines.
It's tough. Webflow is a little
I just
challenging.
don't know it. So
yeah, Webflow's a little. You can YouTube it though. You know, try to figure this out.
Exactly what.
Right? No, this is the other part of it. Is you might just want to go get a freelancer on Upwork that knows Webflow like the back of their hand, and you pay a couple $100, $300, make the changes, right? So then we're gonna do website refresh. We're gonna do Upwork. And labor. This is the one where I win points with Christian. Safety.
That's exactly what I said. Anyway, I was like, the things that he's been talking about, I'm like, you are gonna roll over when you hear these things.
From a safety perspective.
Does anyone want water?
I'm fine.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'll get you some. Here, let me squeeze mine.
All right, Christian, you're gonna tell us all the good,
Here we
all
go.
the
Here's
deets
the
now.
juice, man.
It's nothing like I'm not holding against him because he's been doing this off the start on his own, so he doesn't know like business procedure.
And in taking steps towards that goal, like, do you think it'd be like some safety training? Do you think it'd be some checklists around certain types of equipment or PPE or what?
But I would say for sure the checklist and the training. The last thing I want to happen is there be an issue and then you have to worry about it once it happens. Rather avoid it than.
And honestly, like having the checklist and the training also helps from a business perspective because people load up faster.
Well, ideally, what I would always like is to have the trucks topped off, have everything, if you already know what you need to do the next day, have it loaded and prepared to go. So when the guys just show up, they hop in the truck, get out. And that's just something that needs to be enforced onto the guys, because when the guys get there, their first thing in their head is, I want to get out. I want to go. I want to go home. You know, I'm ready to go home.
The good thing is they load up way faster.
Yeah.
And in the evening than compared to the morning. Like this morning, we had an hour.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. And that's what kills us.
Yeah, we spent over an hour and 20 minutes at the shop loading up equipment. And then there's some of them are driving an hour and a half. Okay, so from a safety perspective, back to this kind of like the 6-week plan thing.
Yeah.
If we can do some training, I think talking with Christian about like what are those key things, like chainsaws, skid steers, like what are the highest liability services that we need to train the team on?
Right.
And that doesn't have to be like, hey, this whole week we're just doing training. It can be like each morning we're gonna spend 20 minutes, and each of these I'm gonna show you how to operate the chainsaw. Like, and you don't do it without chaps on, or without gloves, or without eye protection. Like no eye protection this morning, boys. We're gonna kill somebody. We're using machetes and weed whackers and edgers and trimmers, and there's no eye protection. Like it's a liability for the business, and it's also people's eyeballs. And if you would feel horrible if someone couldn't see the rest of their life because they got a nail stuck in their eye. It happens all the time.
It is terrible.
Come on, PPE, it's like a requirement. My thing was if I saw the guys without PPE, they were off for the rest of the day. And they weren't getting
Did
paid.
people not just quit? Because I know like you're super strict. Like if they're late 1 minute, you know, like whatever consequence, or they lose profit sharing, right?
Yeah, I don't fire them. They're gonna lose $1,000. They probably want to show up.
I know, but like, would people be like, this is too crazy, like I'm out?
Yeah, but then all the people who stay are really, really good. And the thing is, they want to work with really good people. Like the most defeating thing for an A player is to work with a C player all day long. Who shows up late, doesn't care, wears whatever they want to work, smokes half the day. They don't want to work with them, right?
Man, you are preaching to the choir. Yeah.
So I think like the training side, I would segment it in like 20 or 30 minute morning, maybe even it's a couple times a week. Choose one piece of equipment, show them how to change the blade, the chain out on the chainsaw. Show them how the oil works. Show them how the 2-cycle works. Show them how to switch out chains, like when to sharpen them. Like that's one training aspect.
How do you regulate and actually apply saying that people need PPE?
It is not a standard, it is a suggestion until you fire someone over it. Which means you will fire someone because they didn't have eye protection. But if they're using a chainsaw, have no gloves on, no ear protection and no eye protection, and no chaps on their legs, the liability for this business is through the roof. Because it is one chop away from taking a leg off. And that's not, like right now as it currently stands with the business, the way it is, would put us all out of work. And then this is what you say, hey, I'm glad you don't care about your hearing. But I care about the rest of this team, and you're putting all of us at risk because if you get hurt, everyone here goes down.
None of us can hear because we're around equipment for too long. We're all like, huh?
We got people with machetes 3 inches away from other people's ankles. So like you can make it about them, then you can make it about their team. And usually within those two contexts, they'll adopt it. And then if they don't, you draw the line, say, this is the standard, and I will fire over it. Leadership side of things, we got to delegate admin. That's going to be hire admin, and the second one is going to be hire bookkeeper. These are not full-time positions.
Do you think that can be two in one?
You could, yeah. You could have someone, hey, if you're really good at bookkeeping, I hire you in-house. They're going to cost more if they're actually a good bookkeeper and have done QuickBooks, etc. But if you're willing to pay a little bit more, you could. The thing is, bookkeeping, literally, to do your QuickBooks will cost you $200, $300 a month max. The admin person, maybe it is the same person. I'm gonna keep it separate though, because I have a feeling this one's gonna be easy. You could literally get this done tomorrow. Right. Get a bookkeeper, get QuickBooks to start doing it for you. The admin part's gonna be a little harder, because right now you have no systems. And it's gonna take you a little bit of while to even have something to hand off to someone. Right. Like here, go into this email. Okay, now the phone doesn't ring on your phone, it rings on someone else's. You might have to set up a phone system, like there's a bazillion of them, but like you could do Ring Central, you could do Grasshopper, like anything that we're, okay, click 1 for sales, comes to you. Click 2 for service, comes to the admin, for example. But like, you should not be answering the phone.
You don't think that loses a lot of older clients that are like, I just want to speak to a person?
Yeah, but how many times have you missed a phone call this morning?
Golly.
So I know that only 37% of people, I only know that 37% of people that hit that voicemail will leave a message. Right. I know that, yes, there will be a small percentage of people that don't like not talking to the owner. It won't be only 37% of people though.
Yeah.
Right?
That's a good point.
So I'm gonna put hire admin and hire bookkeeper separate because this hire admin one's the harder one. That's really hard, I'm not gonna lie. This is a really hard one. Like the hardest one is gonna be in the next 6 weeks is
6 weeks is kind of crazy, right?
No.
You don't think that's good?
Bro, these turnarounds.
Hold on, no,
Most of these
wait,
people
wait,
get
wait.
this done. You can absolutely get this done in 6
We
weeks.
say 8
Okay,
weeks?
let's. No.
Just put a
Okay,
little, just
price
put a little line
increase.
right
No,
there.
dude. You know how long a price increase takes? You know how long it takes?
Today,
Are we gonna raise prices?
no time.
Boom. All right, we raised prices. Check it off the list. But now it's about when every estimate goes out from here on out,
Yeah.
you and Christian are solid on, hey, with 75, 100, 125. No more 60 garbage.
He's like, yep. He's shaking his head. He's like, yep.
Yeah. I brought it up a few times.
Oh my gosh.
Let's
Hey,
go.
no, how many times?
We're
have
on
we-
Team
No, you're
Christian
right.
over here.
You're
We're on
right.
Team Christian.
Yeah, the mowing was a huge undercut.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that was terrible.
now we're biting the bullet for that one.
Right.
It pays for insurance. That's
Yeah.
pretty much where we're at right now.
It covers.
Yeah, but there's a lot of other bills. Like, what about the gas and the trucks and the mowers and
We're pretty.
labor, and we got to pay for it all, right? So let's make money. Let's not lose money. I don't
What are
like
your thoughts
losing
on
money.
me just not doing maintenance anymore?
That's fine. It would probably allow you to focus more on your core competency. Your crews, they probably don't like to do it
They
because
hate
you.
mine.
Then cut it. You're losing money on it.
I just crazy. That's another thing I'm surprised you said because you're maintenance guy. You
No,
know,
I'm
all
not.
those
I'm about making
locations.
money. If you're not making money on it, don't do it. Folks, we just need to make more money. If you make money, snorkeling, I'll just do more snorkeling. I don't care if you do mowing. If you don't make money on it, you don't think you
That was
price
my
it in your
assumption.
market.
Y'all have so many locations where y'all.
No.
I thought y'all do most of the
No, if you were
maintenance.
starting from scratch and you wanted to make more money, I'd probably tell you something different. But as it currently stands, we know we can make money landscaping at twice the rate. And our
Okay.
crews don't like to do mowing. So let's not do mowing. I'm not gonna write that in a 6-week plan.
no, do that.
But I have a feeling that if you raise your prices to $75 an hour for mowing, you'd
Good.
probably lose half your customers,
100%.
right? Thank you for being vulnerable. I know it's hard to get us to publicize the lower moments in
Right.
the journey. But the thing is, there's hundreds of thousands of other people that are in the same thing. They just they have too much pride for me to come out.
Right.
And so our goal is to highlight these so that, yes, you can improve your business, but also that other people that have too much pride to not have me come out can just use the exact same recipe
Right.
and hopefully fix their own business,
I'm excited to share now with Christian and the rest of my guys about. He's excited.
Yes, you're.
It's almost embarrassing, but at the same time, it's exciting because there'll be a lot of changes.
A lot has actually changed since they were here, but we fired all our employees. We are doing strictly sub work, so we're basically just GCing all of our landscape projects. We're coming in to pool builds and outdoor renovations, and then hiring out the specialists instead of our guys being generalists, and then us having to pay them to be, employees the entire week. We only have the guys come in for that needed job. So that saves us a lot of money on like overhead and back end work of shop organization and the stuff that the guys would just spend so many hours mindlessly doing but not making us money. And then our project minimum has changed now to a minimum of $30,000 per project. And we also added a consultation fee in our lead process. So Mike didn't necessarily encourage me to fire everybody. That happened a little later through an experience of losing a lot of money and our team starting to not care to move with a sense of urgency. And it took a day where the guys literally quit. And they were a city away doing a big install, and they were like, "Yeah, we're done. It's 5 p.m. Like we're calling it." And I was like, "This has to get done today," and they just didn't want to work. And so instead of me having to manage 16 people, now I only have to manage the people in my office and the minimum amount of subs that I have. Christian is still on the team, and we've now hired a designer, and we partner with a designer closely, and we hired a in-house bookkeeper that actually did all of our taxes for the last year, so we have proper P&Ls made. Who's like, "So let me see your P&L," and I'm like, I didn't have anything, but it was really cool to have that organized in less than a week. Like, this lady killed it. She grinded through all the QuickBooks and all the stuff, and I've transitioned into sales. So Christian, his responsibilities are to intercept those consults, meet with the client, design, and write the quote. We didn't hire, but we made the responsibilities for our admin more clear so that the team could easily understand their tasks instead of saying, what do I have to do today? What do I have to do today? It's like, these are your responsibilities, these are your tasks, knock them out. And everybody was on the same page. Versus as before, Christian and I would like flip flop roles instead of having like clear designated tasks. We would just share and double dip, and it was really unorganized. Cash in the bank has been hard because we're still trying to grow, and we literally fired our employees like 2 weeks ago. So this wasn't like a couple months thing. This is like 2 weeks. We decided, boom. It's not that we're in a lot of debt per se, but we would have, $100,000 on the credit cards, and we're actively paying those down as we're doing jobs. And right now, I think we only have $20,000 like left on credit cards of like active debt, but that's being paid off as we're doing projects. We have outsourced all marketing to a separate company, which has been the best thing ever. All my social media, they take care of all my LSA ads, all my Google business profile. They take care of all of our website, managing SEO, blogs, posts, updates. They do everything for me. And they're actually building our new website for our new branch. Because of the growth we've experienced, we're now actually franchising into Houston, which is a town next to us, and we're starting a new branch in a bigger city. We're in the process of hiring out an operational guy to run that franchise, while Christian and I are trying to play double roles of running both the businesses at once. But we're in the very baby stages of building that business up. And exciting and a super exciting part of that is that the Houston franchise is strictly luxury projects. So our project minimum over there will be $50,000, and we're going to be really pushing for like full oasis makeovers and like boutique luxury landscaping. And meeting with Mike is the difference between us being in business or not. Like where we were headed is going and plummeting out of business. And instead of me and my company going, into the negative and me having to declare bankruptcy and start from scratch on something else, Mike has come in and pointed out those points of weakness, given me a blueprint on how to fix those points of weakness. Did it in a really great way. Like, he didn't come in as this like high and mighty, dictator type. He came alongside us and teamed and partnered with us, and that was really kind. Guys at his level that like have the experience and own 150 locations worldwide or whatever Augusta's at now could easily come in and be arrogant. But he said, no, like, I've struggled in this in business. Like, when I was 20, this is what I did wrong in business. And admitting that and being vulnerable to begin with made it really easy to then receive the criticism and all the correcting that he did to help us be successful in where we're at now. So I'm glad we had a second grader blueprint for me to follow, because this thing is sick. Like, this will be on my wall in this business forever, and probably for any business I own, because it's such a good reminder that like everyone has faults. Own them, change them, and keep on rolling. Like, if you're going to be a prideful business owner and say that you're not wrong in some areas, you're going to fail hard. And so I'm glad that I got called out in my crap, because that's what's going to help us be successful.